All right, welcome to the Automatic Adventure Minimap demonstration video. When you open the project, you start out here and it'll have this stylized lake level as a little step-by-step setup tutorial. But I'm going to jump right into the other level, which is the creator map, so we can take a look at some of the features. This project does come with two maps, so let's just hit play real quick. Play. So as you can see, we have this pre-built map that has some features on it. If you look at the top right corner, you've got the mini map, and if you press M, you can bring up a larger map too. So you can see that there are buildings that are being stamped onto the map automatically, as well as waypoints and little icon textures for like trees or whatever resources you'd want to use, like if you're an herbalist type thing. I just realized that these footsteps are upside down. That's cool. You can change that in the settings and setup. Yeah, the mini maps at the top right, you can zoom in and zoom out. Okay, so the biggest feature of this project, I believe, is that it automatically generates this map texture from your landscape materials. So you don't have to go in and take a picture of your map and then open up Photoshop. You can get started with like a nice little somewhat detailed version based on the actual paint you've already painted in your landscape, so you don't have to double up your work. Imagine that. Yeah, so next feature I'd like to talk about is the custom icon mapping, but since I just clicked on here, you can actually make waypoints, and as you can see, they show up in the world, and if you click near them again, they will be removed. All right, but again, I said custom icon mapping is a feature we're going to look at real quick. Let's just zoom out and go into our blueprints. And we want data actually. So for here, I have buildings. There's this nice data table, and the data table obviously is built from structs. And you can, I named the default ones like house A, B, C, D, and they have the associated texture, so you can change these with custom textures that you want to use that will be stamped onto the map itself. You can do this with foliage as well. I have them named this way. These names are searched, so when you are setting up custom names, you will want to make sure that the names match the meshes somewhat, like the SK meshes, the skeletal meshes, and then the search will try to match those names, and if they find it, it'll stamp it. So you might have to modify your like string search in the code if you are using weird names or something, and it's not too difficult, I hope. Famous last words. But anyway, I also got a quest list. There's a very basic quest system in this game or this project, excuse me. And it literally just, once you complete the first quest, it automatically moves to the second one. It has no like, oh, this is like a quest system. I just wanted to get a nice starting point for you guys. Be like, okay, and girls, and like, okay, we have a quest. I want to be able to place a quest icon onto the map based on that quest. And I even set up a struct that had like little rewards and whatnot, and a text prompt that shows up on screen. I got a resource list because the idea is that if you wanted to, you could set up like stone or like herbs that would show up on the map for games that will have like, I don't know, herbalism or mining, where you want to be able to track certain resources via maybe a skill if you wanted to. That's there. And yeah, what else? I think that's that for that section of features. Another key feature that actually took me forever to figure out and drove me crazy is that if you look at this little gizmo here, you can tell that like Y is going backwards that way and X is going that way, and also that 0, 0 is like somewhere weird in the map. It's not in the corner. So that actually turns out can change between levels. And that is a huge problem when trying to get rotations down correctly. So I set it up to automatically handle map rotations in different locations so that it can find the bounds of the map and deal with that and scale it so that it's basically transferring the scale of this big thing into your scale of the mini map. It's like some math magic, as they say, so you don't have to worry about it, hopefully. So if we go into like the demo styled map, you can already tell like, oh, in this direction X is forward and Y is to the right, so we have to handle the rotations for that. So this is the stylized lake map. I just threw it in here just so you have like another version, like a variation of a map to look at. There's technically a setup tutorial in here that kind of walks you through all the steps to like get your project if you're doing something different set up, because there are things you need to worry about. One of the features I want to add, there's actually two features I've been thinking of, three if you count multiplayer, but I'm not worried about multiplayer for this project right now because it's a mini map, and the only thing you really want to concern about is like adding other players to show up on the mini map. Not too difficult. But what I do want to add is detecting this as water. So my idea for that, I'm just going to spit it out there right now, would be to, I'm going to cut this from the video, but like to detect that this is a different type of sand, create a mask based on this sand paint, and then just automatically paint that blue, and that would be how we would set up water on the mini map instead. But for now, you can just paint it or something, or figure it out. I don't know, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. Cool. Alright, so that covers most of the features of the automatic minimap generator. It says run. I'm probably forgetting things. It looks like it handles landscape streaming, so when they're divided like this, so that's another thing. Another nice little feature, I suppose. Alright, so we're inside the Baker blueprint. We can see like right off the bat we have a switch on string which will do different things depending upon the maps, and your level map could go here. I kind of have it waiting for you to add your stuff. And if you need to set custom rotations for your player icon or your breadcrumbs like that, if you notice the crater foot breadcrumbs were actually the wrong direction, you can just change that here, so that's not that big of a deal. So yeah, that pretty much covers the main features of the automatic minimap or adventure map generator. You can find, I have a documentation linked in the project, and I'll probably be making a setup tutorial video. You can find me on Discord. I'm not as active as I was. I'm kind of busy these days, unfortunately. But if you do leave like a comment on the YouTube channel or something, or even on the forums, which I just realized I don't have a forum post for this one yet, but basically you can get in hold of me, usually YouTube, Discord, or leave, I don't know, a smoke signal and summon me with 9 candles and a Gengar plushie or something. Yeah, anyways, I'm Brian, Everflame Studio. Hope this project helps you get started, and maybe you'll learn some cool stuff and techniques and make an awesome adventure type project. Thanks and peace.